All right, Star Trek Discovery, episode 3 of season 2, which I enjoyed a lot. We got to delve into some more Klingon mess and story. You know what? For them looking so different, they sort of do act like Klingons on one hand. But there's one thing in this episode that just kept bothering me, and that's Tyler being there with the Klingons. I know he's Vulk or whatever and in his body in some form, but it just looks so weird. And I'm glad that it just wasn't accepted amongst everybody. I mean, who would expect that to be? Not just with the Klingons, with almost any race, but you know, it's so weird, but it played its part. And they did a lot of things. Like now the Klingons are growing their hair again, or whatever, they're growing their hair. So they're getting, no matter how different they look, they're trying to just put in some implications that these are Klingons, or this is why the Klingons are this way. I kind of like when shows do that. They do a slow build up to, you know, certain characters or a character becoming what they were in pre-existing material. But sometimes it bothers you because when you first see something and it's so different, you know, I mean, they did change the Klingons in the series beforehand. Like, look at Worf and all the other Klingons in The Next Generation compared to what Klingons look like in the original series. They've changed before. And maybe there was outcry or uproar about that. It's just that now today we have social media and internet, and everybody can say stuff and videos, comments, make blogs. And, you know, you didn't really get that back in the day. But I did see interviews when Michael Keaton was cast as Batman. And my mom told me when I was young, she was like, oh, people didn't want him playing Batman. But I did see interviews recently, like on the news around that time, when people complaining like Batman's supposed to be 6'2", 220, Michael Keaton's 5'9", 170. That's not Bruce Wayne, you know, stuff like that. So it's just that they didn't have a medium like we do today to express all that. So there's always going to be problems, especially with the series, because I can definitely see why some people are like, no, they're messing everything up. But from what I'm hearing, there's a lot of stuff within Next Generation, not Next Generation, basically, but Deep Space Nine and Voyager, which I haven't watched a lot of Deep Space Nine or Voyager, and I'm so excited to, because if you guys, you know, follow my channel, and if you don't, first time for you seeing it, I am a Star Trek fan. I've seen all the movies, but I've only really watched the original series and Next Generation, and even then, it was still some episodes I didn't see in entirety or at all. So that's why I like binge watching the original season, and I'm currently in Next Generation, and I am loving it. I remember I didn't even know I'd never seen the first episode of Next Generation. So when I was binge watching it and I saw that one, it was fantastic. It's fun. And just to remember stuff. I haven't seen this stuff since I was a kid, but I was a huge fan of it. And I never really caught Deep Space Nine or Voyager, but I've heard a lot about it. I even seen a clip before, and they were talking about, it was in Voyager, and they were talking about great captains of the past, and they brought up Saru's name. So I was like, what? Oh my goodness, yeah, I did, what? Oh my gosh. But goodness gracious, there's some hardcore Star Trek fans out there, and they're going to be upset with some of the things in this series, and I can understand that. Pike, didn't get a lot of Pike this episode. It's still a Discovery show, but he's like acting captain on the ship, so we should. And Pike and Michael kind of like bounce off each other. You know, it's like Michael always got to tell Pike, hey, you got to look at it this way. This is probably what's happening. She's very smart. She's very smart, intelligent. But Pike always comes back with something like, well, you got to also look at it like this. And that's what I kind of like. I don't want Michael to just be everything that the captain of the Discovery should be. Tilly. I love Tilly, but this episode, I was really getting tired of that girl, making her look crazy and stuff. I'm like, oh, can we find out what's going on? And we did. That one of the spores lashed itself to Tilly. And oh my gosh, when he used that gravity device to pull it off of her, I was like, dang, he didn't give her no warning or anything. He's just like, oh, this might hurt. Boom. And then when the spore came out, it looked like a big giant organism. I'm like, ew, that was living in her body or something. And in next week's episode, you can see that it tries to latch onto it again. That looks gross. Very gross. But there's something up about that. Because she was saying that Pike wasn't supposed to be the captain, and also, I don't know. I just can't wait to see it, but Tilly's gone crazy, so she needs help with all that. What else happened? Oh yeah, Philippa made a return. Yes, and helped, you know, secure Vox's son. who's actually albino too. And I heard people talking about an albino in episodes of Deep Space Nine. Was it Deep Space Nine? Was it Voyager? One of the two. There's an episode where there's this albino guy who was like ruining Klingon plans, and they were like, "Oh, I wonder if that's him." And I've seen some footage about that. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get to Voyager and Deep Space Nine. I think I'm gonna watch those together. One episode of Deep Space Nine, one episode of Voyager. I think I'm gonna watch it like that because the timeline is around the same, isn't it? I think it takes place at the same time, but I can't wait to watch both of them. And I mean, I don't know, maybe I'll just go through all of Deep Space Nine, then move on to Voyager. And I'm gonna even watch Enterprise. I tried to stick with that when I was young too. I was like, I'm gonna watch every episode. Man, I wish they had on demand back then, or at least just some streaming service so you can binge watch this stuff. But anyway, yeah, I enjoyed the episode. There was a couple of things they referenced to. I think the fact that Tyler's there, it's like he's still like very much human, has the emotions of Tyler and stuff. And they're alluding to, that's why some Klingon stuff is going to have more of a, you know, human touch. Or stuff. I don't know what's going on, you know what I mean? This show, man, this show. But I do like the fact that it's good. I like it. I really do. Spock. Spock's mom showed up. Oh my goodness. Like, you know what bothers me about this? Is Spock gonna seem so different after Discovery? That's what I was worried about. I was like, don't have Spock show up, but don't make this storyline with the Red Angel and stuff probably gonna make us look at Spock very different. If they tie all this up by the end of this, or maybe a later season, because this can actually last pretty long, like 8 seasons or something, before they catch up to the original series, the pilot. You know, so I'm just worried that they're gonna do so much with Spock, it just ain't gonna seem like Spock anymore. You know, or it just doesn't seem like that would fit or be Spock that we know. I tell you one thing, I saw the preview for the next episode, and number 1 from the pilot episode, The Cage. Oh my goodness, she was wearing the new uniforms that they have in Starfleet. And I saw some people talking online, like, why doesn't Discovery have the new uniforms? I know, me too. I'm wondering about that, but I instantly think they're just trying to make it feel different than the original series. So keep them in the Discovery uniforms, I don't know. But I would like for number 1 to stay in her uniform as acting captain on the ship right now. Pike has to wear one of the Discovery uniforms. I don't know. They have that materializer thing in everybody's room, right? Can't they just make the new uniforms? But I guess they're just going to keep it different, a different feel for Discovery or something like that. I'm just excited to watch it because it's canon, so you know, and it's Star Trek. I love Star Trek. So anyway, that's my review. I didn't want to talk about everything, get into it. I just liked the episode. There's a couple things they threw in there. Philippa's back, love her, and she's a part of that. What is that special? Oh man, Section 31 or something like that. They're mentioned in other stuff, even the rebooted movies, Into the Darkness. But she's a part of the group. Why? She's from a different universe. How did that happen? How, like, they trust her? Whatever. You know, whatever. But it's kind of cool. They're connecting stuff. But yeah, that's it. That's my review. Let me know what you guys thought. I like the episode. I like the series. And second season seemed like they're trying to do a lot of course correction. But, you know, we'll see how everything goes. Anyway, see you next time.